Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how Kubernetes networking actually works. Most engineers get this wrong because a single misconfigured CNI or a tangled web of IP tables can turn a simple deployment into a 3-hour debugging nightmare at 2 in the morning. Understanding the data path between your pods is not just optional, it is the difference between a stable cluster and a production outage. So let us break down the architecture that powers your container communications. This is essential knowledge for anyone managing production-grade Kubernetes. We have a packed agenda today. Specifically, that includes the fundamental networking model, the role of container network interface plugins, the mechanics of pod-to-pod communication, how services actually abstract traffic, and how to debug network latency in high-traffic environments. We have a packed agenda today. These are the topics we are going to cover in this video, so do not skip ahead. Watch all the way through to actually understand this properly. Quick note before we dive in, this channel shares practical IT tutorials every week. So if that is useful to you, hit subscribe and join our WhatsApp community linked in the description for more resources. So why is this a problem? In a simple setup, your application runs on a single host. But in Kubernetes, you might have hundreds of pods distributed across 20 different nodes. If the networking model is opaque to you, you are flying blind. When a service cannot reach its database, you need to know exactly which layer to inspect. Is it the pod network? Is it the service proxy? Without this mental model, you are just guessing. So what is Kubernetes networking, really? It is a flat network model. Every pod can talk to any other pod without using network address translation. Think of it like a massive office building where every single desk has its own direct phone line. It does not matter which floor you are on or who your neighbor is. If you have the extension, the call connects instantly. The container network interface acts as the office manager that assigns these extensions and ensures the wiring is correct behind the scenes. Before we start, let us ensure you have the right setup. You need a running Kubernetes cluster. If you are just practicing, use Minikube or Kind. You must have kubectl installed and configured. This guide assumes you are on a Linux environment like Ubuntu. If you are a beginner, we already have a full course on pod fundamentals on this channel. You will find the link in the description. Finally, open your terminal by pressing Ctrl+Alt+T to follow along. Specifically, that includes Linux-based environment Ubuntu 22.04 or higher recommended, and basic understanding of IP addressing and subnets. So, how does this work internally? It starts with the CNI plugin. When a pod is created, the CNI creates a virtual Ethernet pair. One end sits inside the pod and the other sits on the host network. Right. Now, when a pod sends traffic, it hits the host's virtual bridge or routing table. Kube-proxy then manages the translation. It updates IP tables or IPVS rules to ensure that traffic destined for a service IP is actually routed to the correct pod endpoint. It is a brilliant distributed load balancing act. Let us look at what is actually running on your node. We start by checking the CNI directory. This is where your plugin configuration lives. On this system, we are using Calico, so you see a configuration list file. This file tells the CNI how to assign IPs to your pods. Perfect. This output confirms the CNI is initialized. You see the plugin type is Calico. This tells you that Calico is the engine responsible for pod-to-pod routing. If this file were missing, your pods would never get an IP address. Now, let us test basic connectivity. We spin up a simple BusyBox pod. Then, we use the exec command to ping an external address. This proves that our pod-to-node routing is functioning. If you cannot ping external addresses, your CNI or your host routing table has a problem. There it is. You see the response times. This means the pod can successfully route traffic out of the cluster. That is exactly what we want. In production, you do not just ping things, you inspect the routing rules. Here, we are querying the NAT table in IP tables. This command shows you the specific rules. Kube-proxy created for your service. If traffic is not hitting your pods, it is usually because these rules are missing or incorrect. Look at that. You see the service entry and the random probability rule. That is the load balancing logic. It is distributing traffic across your backend pods. If you see this, the service abstraction is working correctly. So here is a real-world scenario. An e-commerce platform serving 5 million requests per hour faced significant network latency. They found their CNI plugin was using a legacy encapsulation method. This added a layer of overhead to every single packet. By switching to direct routing and optimizing their IP tables, they reduced latency by 30%. That is the kind of impact you get when you understand the networking layer. Now, what goes wrong? A common error is the CNI binary missing. You see this error when the kubelet cannot find the plugin. This happens if you move your binaries or if the CNI installation script failed. The fix is simple. You need to verify the path in your kubelet configuration and make sure the binaries are executable. The fix is to check if the file exists and has the correct permissions. If it is missing, reinstall your CNI plugin. Do not try to manually move files around unless you are sure of the source directory. When should you use these tools? Use custom CNI plugins only if your cloud provider requires specific VPC integration. Do not use complex service meshes like Istio for simple single service apps. Use IPVS mode for clusters with high request volumes to reduce CPU overhead. And never ignore network policies. They are mandatory for a zero trust architecture. These are the rules every senior engineer follows. To be precise, that covers: do not ignore network policies. They are mandatory for zero trust security. To recap, here are the key takeaways. Kubernetes networking relies on a flat model where pods communicate directly. The CNI plugin is the critical component for pod IP assignment and routing. Kube-proxy translates service IPs to pod endpoints using IP tables or IPVS. Always verify your CNI binary path when experiencing node-level network failures. Finally, use IPVS mode for high-traffic clusters to optimize packet processing efficiency. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Join our WhatsApp community linked in the description for more practical IT resources every week. Thanks for watching. This channel is dedicated to providing knowledgeable content for IT professionals building their skills in Linux, cloud, DevOps, Python, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Subscribe to stay updated, and I will see you in the next one.